All right, Mr. Seth Mitchell, thank you very much for once again returning to theboxingbar.com, and welcome.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
And Seth, how is it all sinking in still? Are you still pretty excited over what just happened about 10 days ago or so?
I'm excited. I don't think about it, every second, every moment of the day, but every now and then I'll be walking around and then I just think about, the first round and think about what could have happened and just think about, and I'm just proud of how I fought through the adversity.
Going into the fight, when you got there that day, how did you feel right before the fight or right before walking through the drapes that night?
I felt good. I was, I never underestimate any of my opponents. Training camp had went well. I was excited. And sometimes back in the dressing room, when I'm doing the pads and everything, you feel a little looser than other times. But everything was clicking on all cylinders, mentally and physically. I was there. I was excited to go out there and fight. I definitely didn't expect the first round to happen. But, I said before the fight, I trusted my abilities and I trusted my training. And, that's what got me through, along with all the prayers that everybody said for me.
That first round, there was a moment in the last maybe minute or so, maybe the last 45 seconds, where it seemed that you were in trouble. How hurt or how badly hurt were you, or were you even hurt at all?
Oh, I mean, if I said I wasn't hurt at all, you'd think I was crazy. It's definitely, I can't put a number or percentage on how bad I was hurt. I can't say that it was the worst I've ever been in my career. And, mentally and cognitively, I was there. I never saw triple or double Chaz Witherspoons. I never saw stars or anything. But my leg, he caught me. It was an equilibrium shot, and it got my legs a little wobbly. And, I just had to survive the first round. But I always kept my eyes on him and stayed focused on him. I never, like I said before, I never saw stars. My legs were just a little shaky.
And prior to that last minute or so, you were doing a lot of body work, inside body work that I was catching and I was kind of seeing there. And then, of course, when that happened, it seemed like you were doing some body work when he caught you with the overhand right to kind of stun you there. Was that one of your plans to go to the body early?
I mean, if you watch any of my fights, I attack the body fairly well. And that's just a staple in my fighting style. I think, that's one of the main reasons why I'm an excited fighter to watch. And so definitely you can say that was a game plan, but that'll be a game plan, in all of my fights, never neglect the body. Because, as the saying goes, it may sound cliche-ish, you kill the body, the head will follow, but it's true. You getting caught with those body shots over the last, when you make those deposits early, it'll make it easier for you later in the fight. That's just something that, that I pride myself on, being a good body puncher and try to work on the various shots to the inside part of the body as well as the outside part of the body. So, that was a game plan.
And it proved to be effective, knowing how it all finished there. Hitting the body takes away their legs, which made them, I think, fall in the third round. In the second round, right as the bell rang for the second round there, some of the announcers, I think it was Emmanuel Stewart that was saying that you seemed still like a little wobbled. I didn't see that, so I thought you recouped pretty good.
Yeah, I after I made it out of first round, on the stool and everything, I felt that I had myself together. I just had to go out there and make some adjustments, and that's what it's about, making adjustments. The first round, he dictated with his jab, stayed on the outside, and then, caught me with the big right hand. So I wanted to, definitely continue to attack his body, but kind of see how he adjusted to the inside fighting and stand on the inside. And, a lot of people say that, with Chaz, he fought a stupid fight because he stopped boxing. And you can look at it that way, or I look at it as though he didn't stop boxing. I made him stop boxing. He had the adjustment. He came out there with his jab the first round, and I made the adjustment, and he couldn't adapt to it.
Very true. Up before, let's say the 30 seconds before you knocked him out, did you see him already hurt, or do you think it was a pretty rapid thing where he just collapsed?
Oh no, I saw that he was surprisingly wearing down in the second round. With about with like a minute or something left in the second round, I had hit him with a good left right up under his to the body, right up under one of his jabs, and we had locked up. And then when we separated, his body language and his facial expression and his heavy breathing, I saw, that he can't, he was hurting. He was just wearing down. And then, my jabs would knock him back. And I just said, okay, just continue to walk forward and apply smart pressure. and I could get him out of there.
We learned so much, even though it was such a short, fight. It was only, 2.5 rounds or so. But even though it was such a short time, it's like there were so many questions you kind of answered there. First round, like I said, you went to the body. Then you dealt with adversity, but stayed up. Second round, you recouped, and you got back into your rhythm there. Third round, right when you knew you had him hurt, you finished him off like a true heavyweight should. You talked about that your next step won't be for a title or for the heavyweight title yet. You were going to take some other steps before you do so. How near or how far do you see that coming?
I truly believe, good Lord's willing, this time, next year, I can honestly, sometime next year, I'm probably about three or four fights away from having my opportunity. Obviously, there's still some things I need to work on, some opponents I need to face, maybe as far as like height and things of that nature. But I don't believe we're that far off. But a lot of people are saying, after this next fight, if I'm successful, bring on the Klitschko's, and I'll be the first to tell you that that's not going to happen. We're going to take our time. We're going to do it the right way, and I want to be ready when I face one of the brothers.
Is it still too early to know more or less what type of opponents you're going to face? Are you going to face someone in the top 10, someone in the top 5? Do you have any word so early, after this fight?
I really don't know right now. Everything is speculative, and I don't until it's solidified. I don't really say who I'm fighting, but I don't know who I'm fighting right now. Anyway, I don't even know my next date. I should know within the next week.
And you talked about capitalizing on anything you might have done wrong in that fight. What did you see wrong, and what are you going to try to capitalize on?
If you look at it, like my hands really weren't down. My hands were up. I was just bending, which is sometimes a habit that I have, bending at my waist instead of bending at my knees. And so that left the side of my head exposed, and he capitalized on it, and kudos to him for capitalizing on it. He didn't finish me, but he definitely, caught me and got me dazed, and maybe that's what I needed, because I said that before, as far as I need not to bend at my waist and bend at my knees more. So this will just, trust me, to just make me better, make me a stronger fighter. Now, being that I almost went down or got stopped in the first round because of something that I've known in the past that I need to work on, even though I have been working on it, just this little scare might make it click, and so then I'll correct that in my boxing game. So hopefully we'll see. But I'm definitely excited about getting back into the gyms end of this week and start working on my craft.
You got emotional there after the fight. What type of things were you thinking of? Did it have to do with that you were a step closer to your dream shot for the heavyweight title, eventually down the line?
No, absolutely not. It was, I know boxing is a tough sport, a tough business, and I know how hard it is to get back on the same level that you're at if you're taking a loss when you're on that the rise, when you're climbing, when you're trying to reach your goals. And I was just so happy that I was able to look adversity in the eye, to face it, and to come through in the way I did it. So it all hit me at once, like, man, I almost lost this fight. And coming in, like I said, I never underestimate any fighter, but I always think I'm going to win when I step into the ring. And I was like, wow. It was almost over in the first round, and the way I fought back, I was just, happy that I weathered that storm.
Now, I heard you were in Vegas this past weekend for the Mayweather-Cotto fight. With all the media people around, all the hardcore boxing fans, and, of course, all the boxers and celebrity and all, did you get some kind of reaction because of your fight of the week before, because of that win? Was there a different reaction than prior to that?
Oh, I got mad love. I mean, it was the thing about it, and even when I watch the fight now, it's kind of inspirational. It's kind of moving too, because if you turn off the volume, if you don't listen to if you don't listen to the crowd, you just watch the fight, and you didn't know both of those people, you can say, man, this guy wants it. This guy, he does not want to lose this fight. He's fighting through adversity, and how he's coming back. He came back like a straight beast in the second round. It was very inspirational. And that's pretty much the gist of what I'm getting from everybody. It's like you showed the heart of a champion. You know what I'm saying? You was Dave, you was Rock, but you kept fighting, and that's what a champion is made of. And so that's just those are most of the comments, you know, that I'm getting. It was very touching and just it was an exciting fight, but how I fought through adversity, how I came back, they said it's the heart of a champion.
Yeah, that next weekend when I got back to work, like I always ask after a fight, did you guys watch the fight? And it seemed like they even forgot that Bernard Hopkins had fought that night. Everybody said, "Oh, did you watch that heavyweight fight? It was pretty good. What did you think?" You know, and that's pretty much what the talk was. As far as I know, even like my family, I think Hispanic and Mexican people are going to have to adopt you somewhere, someday along the line, because
I'm all open for that. I'm all open for that.
And you just performed that well. You showed a lot of heart. Is someone like Chris Arreola someone that you would probably see in the future?
I don't know. I mean, I know we have the same advisor, so I don't know how likely that fight would be able to happen. But I know a lot of people are talking about it. But I leave that into the hands of my promoter and managers and advisors. But whoever I'm in the ring with, I'll be ready.
Seth, once again, thank you very much for returning to theboxingbar.com. I hope we could do it again down the line before your next fight.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know how to get in contact with me, so we can definitely make that happen.
And before I let you go, I also want to say a big thank you to your PR guy, your teammate there, Lauren, for making everything possible and for keeping me in mind at all times. And he lets me know all your whereabouts and what you do and what you're going to be up to. So thank him for me as well.
Absolutely, I definitely will.
Thank you, Mr. Mayhem. Thank you very much for giving us that fight the other day, and I hope to talk to you soon, amigo.
All right, take it easy.